Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome to my channel. Happy Saturday, everybody. Some of you are done with your Saturday. To our friends around the world, you probably already have seen Saturday come and go. And to some of our friends here, we're just getting started, and then we have some in the middle who are in their afternoon. So wherever you're at, hello, hello. Hi, Miss Vicki. How you doing? Good to see you. Okay, so let's just get cracking. I am going to start by, hi Jason. We're gonna, Jason, come to the front row, please. We're making a Godzilla card, first thing. Ask yourself, do you feel lucky? We're gonna make a Godzilla card real quick because it's for Craft Roulette, and we're gonna go ahead and get that card made. Last night's show was so fun with Miss Ardith Percy Robb, and it was drop down project, Magon Colors, Go Wild, and Hand Drawn Borders. So that was episode 304. I encourage you guys to go see it if you haven't seen it before. Now, here's the thing. I have lots of Godzilla options, but I don't have them all printed. John, I need you in the front row. We're making a Godzilla card. You and Jason can come to the front row. Okay, so drop down. That's the thing we're going to have to kind of work on here. We're going to do a mixed media background. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun, y'all. A whole lot of fun. So let's do this. The first thing I'm going to do is get out my watercolor paper. Okay. And I am going to trim it down to size first. Hi, Maddie. The parameter Go Wild is for the element, and I was like, ooh, I know who likes to go wild. Our buddy Godzilla likes to go wild. So that's how I came upon that. It was pretty easy. All right, I am going to cut this down just about to size, maybe a little bit. I'll go true to size, 5 by 7. Okay. And Jason, it's like you conjured this up yesterday when you were talking about, I think it was yesterday. I don't know. You know, this could be an A9 because the size isn't specified. We could do either one. Okay, the first thing I want to do is get my watercolors out. And I'm going to use Kuretake this time. Actually, this is another Japanese brand. It's not Kuretake. When I ordered it, I thought it was Kuretake, but it's not. I don't know who it is. But look at these majestic colors. Holy cow. I love this palette so very much. And if you have these and you haven't seen my hack yet, I made a video about how to keep the pans in place. I use Velcro dots. So typically these pans will fly right out, but not mine. Okay, so we're going to pick some of these colors. I looked at this game. I'm not familiar with this game at all. Never heard of it. But the colors for this week are inspired by what I think is a Chinese game. And I Googled it this morning, and they come in all colors. But I'm going to try to do something very kind of regal, hence my color palette. All right, so let's do this. I'm going to say hello to everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, Norma. And Maddie's here. Hello. Hi, Beth. Hello and hugs to you, sweetheart. Hi, Lisa. Hard parameters for you again this week. You've got this. You got this. Oh, I found my snap and slides because I cleaned my craft room, you guys, last Sunday. So I have my snap and slides. We might actually have Godzilla going, and technically he would be going up and down the card, but we might have him going down the card. It might also be kind of cool. One thing I was thinking about this one here, if I did some more buildings and maybe it'll look like the buildings are falling down. That was an idea I had. So let's use this guy. And you may not be sold on Godzilla, and that is okay. I was actually never a fan until about 2 years ago when I saw Godzilla 1, which is the name of the movie. And I've just been hooked ever since. All right, I'm going to get out some other Godzilla cards so y'all can see the magic. These are mine that I keep. So let me show you what I've done with him in the past, because we may have some naysayers here, and that's okay. Look at this one. Did you ever think that he could be on such a beautiful card? I'm just saying. Hi, Debbie Trap. How's it going, sweetie? So this is my birthday card. I didn't date it or anything, but I made this on my birthday, I think 2 years ago. So there's one. Here's another beautiful Godzilla card, in my humble opinion. I think it's lovely. Flo, I was thinking of you yesterday. Linda, no, Linda, I will today though, I promise. I got really busy at work and the whole day flew by. But I will today, if that's okay. All right. This one's super cool. Okay, a couple of these are at Craft Roulette. One of the parameters that Mary had was poster, and no one ever wanted poster. It kept getting vetoed, and I was like, oh, I hope one day it lands on poster. So this is a version that I made thinking of the parameter poster. Like I could totally see this being a movie poster for a Godzilla. And this one is really movie poster. So I even gave it a title, Godzilla Came to Play. So, and then here's another one I think would be a really good poster. And another one. I think he's going to eat that building like a sandwich. This one. But yeah, so you could say I kind of have a thing. These are A9s, by the way. This one, that's an A9, and this is an A9. And then these are all 5x7s. So yeah, you could say I kind of have a thing for this big, gnarly lizard. Which is so funny because all my life I was a big King Kong girl. That was my favorite. Like, and the King Kong Godzilla fight, I have always been the King Kong girl. That was my favorite. I've never made a King Kong card. It seems like it's just wild that I haven't. And I've made all these Godzilla cards. All right, so this is going to be my Craft Roulette card for this week. After this, I kind of have an idea. So I had to go through my printables to find these guys. These guys are from a shop on Etsy, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the one. But if you type in Etsy, like Godzilla printables, you can probably find them. I don't think there's too many, you know what I mean? I don't think you'll have a problem finding them. But after this, I'm really tempted to make some little journals. And I have some ideas. So stick around for that if you have the time and you're interested. But we're going to start by getting my craft roulette card done for this week. I just adore Ardith. So I always enjoy when she's on. It's so funny because we're really different people, I think, but I adore her just like she is. I adore her for who she is and how she is. And I like that. I like different people. I like people who are different than me. You know, so, and I think she's so talented and she brings a different voice and vision to our hobby. And I love that because she brings her voice and her vision to our hobby. And I just love it. Okay, got to get in between those phalanges. How's everybody doing? Did you have a good week? I hope you guys all had a good week. I could be doing this while my paper's drying. Oh well, we're almost there now. Might as well just get her done. We'll have other things to do while our paper's drying. And I have a heat gun, so if I need to force it to dry, I can. I have some more mixed media videos coming out for you guys. I know that challenge is coming to an end. I think today's the last day, but I'm just going to be proof that you can do things late after the fact on your own time. All right. Let me keep saying hello to everyone. We had if you're a member, we had a members live yesterday. And I think we're going to do those every other week. So you can go check that out. So nice to see you all. I missed you folks on Thursday. Flo, we missed you. That's why I was thinking about you yesterday. Yes, yes. Dreams do come true, don't they, Jason? Oh, you cleaned your room, Bitty Penny. We need a room tour. Ha! Yeah. About that, Maddie. This is my secret dungeon. None shall pass. No, well, maybe one day. Hey, Christian Sawyer, how are you? Kristen, welcome, welcome. Angie, I had an interesting start to my day. My craft room doors had eaten a card, 11 pieces of KCC, like the hungry, hungry hippos. Oh boy, did you have to take it all apart? Hi, Miss Cat. How you doing? All right, I'm gonna paint. So let's pick some colors. I think I want this green and like this purple. Yeah. So that would be these top two colors. All right, let's do this thing. This says Kirataki. It is incorrect. It is not Kirataki. I don't know what it is. It's a mystery. All right. I had tea this morning and it's all gone and I'm wishing it wasn't. One cup of tea was not enough. But we'll get through. We're going to make it. Hi, Lauren. Bitty Penny, did you get an email about me? Oh, yes, I did. I saw that this morning. We need to troubleshoot that. It's not on Patreon. It's only on YouTube. And I will look it up after this and email you back. I'll make sure you're in there and then we'll figure out what's going on. The good thing, Lauren, is like yesterday's live, you'll be able to see everything's there on, you know, replay, just like it is here on my regular channel. So that's the good news. So although you missed the live, you'll be able to see it on replay. You'll be able to see anything I ever posted for the members. And the member discount will be there. I think I need to make a post about it. I think my papers will be here next week, you guys. So I'm really excited. They probably won't be here, honestly, till Friday or Saturday. So it'll probably be the week after that I post them on my website. But they're coming. They're coming. All right. So I'm just painting myself a background here. Definitely with these Godzilla cards, I really like to do mixed media. I like to really go wild with the cards. All right. So now that I have that done, I'm going to spray it with just a little bit of water. And let that react and do its thing. It's going to start, you know, just gets some droplets. See this area here looks really interesting, and it's all kind of going to blend and do some fun things. You know what? I think I still have some salt. Let's throw some salt on it. I do. I still have some salt. So we'll just set that over to the side and let that dry. That is going to be my background. That salt has been in my craft room since Nima was with us when we were making the snowman together. Yeah, this dude's going to go right here. Okay, I have some options. I do like the idea of like the buildings falling to the side. So I'm pretty sure that that is the direction we're going to go. Is we're going to have the buildings like falling with the snap and slides. All right, I believe I'm done with these watercolors. Let me keep talking to everybody. Miss Vicky, you're doing your craft along with your daughter today, aren't you? Isn't that today? I'm free anytime after 12:30 Eastern. Awesome. Nice. Linda, I'll try you this afternoon. You love the Godzilla. Good, Kristen. You know, it's probably a very divisive option. It's probably a love-hate situation. But, you know, I guess that's what makes it fun. Maybe. Maybe. All right, let's move this to the side. We are done with this for now. Once it dries, I'll knock all the salt off. And we'll see where it's at. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to grab my ephemera folder and clean off my desk. Let me put this over here. I gotta find a place for it. Put it right there. All right, let me grab my ephemera folder. And you guys know I love Journal Say. So, Journal Say. And I have a whole folder that's just their stuff. And I have one. I love Journal Say because of all their ephemera and things. And, you know, as far as like if you're in America and tariffs and stuff, from what I remember, the last time I ordered from them, you pay your tariffs up front so you don't get hit with a bill later. And it was still very affordable and totally worth it. you're not in America, I guess you don't have to worry about that. Okay. I have things like this. I have like these windows. Let's put a window behind him. I kind of wanted that color, but we might go with a red. I want a big window behind him. Ooh, that one's kind of interesting. That's an option. I think maybe that's an option too. Okay. So these are window seals and they come in all different colors. See, there's green, brown, and you buy them by the color blue. That blue is really electric and pretty. Okay. You can tell what I like because I get multiples. But this is what I was thinking. For the buildings that'll be falling, I have this collection over here. Yeah, I think we need something kind of big. Maybe we'll use that piece too. Okay. And I think I even have like some columns. And if I don't, I have some dies. Some column dies from Gummiapan. I went crazy and bought all this Gummiapan stuff for making scene cards, and then I stopped making scene cards. You guys, I'm just a mess. Hi, Holly. Good morning. And Nikki Jane, did I say hi to you? I saw you here, but I can't remember if I said hi to you or not. Just wanted to see if there was something in here. Maybe this little guy. And maybe these. All right, these are just, you know, just pulling out. We'll see what sticks. Right now I'm just kind of pulling options out of the folder. This is an old photo album that I turned into an ephemera holder. And I want lots of options. Yeah. These are really pretty. Aren't these beautiful? And they're so well cut. They're so well made, you guys. Just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Really affordable prices too. I love Journal Say. Okay. I think for now that we've got it. We've got everything we need out of this one. Okay. Look how thick that is. All right. Let's play around a little bit with this. I hope everybody's staying warm. I know it's just really okay. Yeah, Lauren, I'll check it out. You were able to use a yardstick to get your KCC pieces back. That's awesome. You figured it out. All right, where's our star? Here's the star of the show. All right, and now we have all these pieces. I kept this out because we might even make some of our own. This is like, it looks like stone. We might die cut something out of that. All right, well, let's figure this out. So this brave soul is going to be crashing through some things. So I don't think I need the window. I think we're going to stick to something like this. We'll throw some flowers in because people like pretty things. And see, this building, I think, is going to kind of fall down is the idea. That's what we're working up to here. Okay, these are brilliant. This is Amanda Stevens' brainchild, and this is her company, Pear Blossom Press, and these are called Snap and Slides. And I absolutely love them. I love them so much. I actually have 2 packs of them. And I was so upset I couldn't find them the other day. And I corrected that situation. I cleaned off my desk. I found them both. So they literally snap together and then they can slide through your project. And we kind of built our own the other day. You don't have to have these. We built our own last weekend probably. But these are really nice. Okay, so I think this is kind of where we're going. Let's see if any of these cherubs make this more entertaining. I think size-wise, they might be a little large. I kind of like the idea that he's like ripping through like an Italian city. He's tearing through Rome. He's on a rampage. Oh, Godzilla. It's Saturday. Why are you on a rampage today? All right, we're going to, yeah, I think this is going to work. I think we've got it. So I'm going to just move that to the side. Try not to get it all dirty with watercolor. And I'm going to turn on my heat gun and read y'all's comments. Get all caught up. And yes, there's salt on this, but it'll be fine. This stuff will go back into my folder. Or on the inside of the card. We still got to do the inside. So I'll just put all that to the side. I hope everyone had a good week. I am so glad it's the weekend. You're making breakfast. What'd you make, John? John, you'd be so proud of me. I made my husband breakfast today. That never happens anymore. I made him toast and 2 fried eggs. And myself some too. Because y'all been listening to my stomach growl the last couple of lives. So I thought I would give you a reprieve from my grumbling tummy. Flo, I wasn't missing any? Okay. Oh, Maddie, there's no way in the world I would do that to y'all. Go make my tea while y'all are sitting here. No way. I wouldn't do that to you. I'll just drink my water. It's better for me anyways. My tea was lovely this morning. I had just a standard English breakfast tea, but I put saffron in it. And I had it with a friend virtually. Let's see. No, Lauren, I saw it, but I haven't gotten to look yet. Angie's making cards. Yay! Go, Angie. Go. I love it when y'all craft with me. I'm so glad I get to hang out while you're crafting. What an honor. Kathy! 4 a.m. I wanted to say hi before I fall back to sleep because 8 hours of sleep is so much better than 4. Yes, you get your rest. Hi, love you, Kathy. Go get your sleep. You need it. I could not function. I mean, I've done it before, but it's not ideal. You know, I don't know if y'all are like this, but for me, 6 hours is the worst. And maybe it's a different number of hours for y'all. If I sleep 4 hours or 7 hours, I'm much better than if I only sleep 6 hours. Something about 6 is not the magic number for me. when it comes to sleep. I'd rather just have 3 or 4 or 5, but not 6. 5 or 6 is kind of, you don't want to talk to me if I've only had 6 hours. And I don't want to talk to you if I've only had 6 hours of sleep. Something about it is just not right. All right. So I turned around and I just got all the salt off of this background into the trash can. Look how magical that is. No stencils, nothing complicated. That's just watercolor, water, and salt. And you can get some really cool designs. Okay, now let's see how all of this looks over here. Oh, just magical. Okay, so let's straighten some things up, sort some things out. I think the cherubs and stuff are just too big. They're kind of taking away from the main character here. And Godzilla will not stand for that. So the cherubs had to go. But it still looks like he's tearing through Rome. And then this is our moving part that's falling down off the card. Yes, yes. Let's do this. Y'all probably thought this was going to take all day. I know I need to do a handmade border or hand-drawn border. Okay, we're going to have a drop down. This is going to drop down. We got our colors. Godzilla is the Go Wild parameter, and then hand-drawn border. I can totally do that. In the meantime, let me bring it up and show you. See where I was fussy cutting and see the white lines? I like to ink blend those. And I usually use a brown, my brown brush. And you notice I'm not actually dipping it. I'm just using my residual ink. And it just makes it so much better. You kind of have to go lightly, especially if it's a light image, because, you know, it could mess some things up. But with this image, and because this doesn't have a ton of ink on it, it's fine. It just makes it a little better. Okay, let's glue. Hi, Harley lady. Teresa, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, Andrea, we're moving slowly. More decluttering next week, plus the doctor wants another biopsy in March. It could be a little delayed. Aw, Maddie. Oh, I had 2 of those. I hope that everything goes well. I have a procedure in March as well that I'm hoping doesn't throw anything off. And I hope the same for you, Maddie. All right. So this is going to go up here. I'm going to go ahead and draw in my border, I think, before I put the rest of my pieces on. Let's do that. Let's see. I think I'll do gold. And I love these Bold Tiger gold pens. This was recommended by Lindsay, the Frugal Crafter. They are amazing. They're so good. Okay, and then let's do some kind of design here. I think I'll do like a crackle design. I'm just going to kind of make it all disjointed. See that? I think that kind of fits the vibe of this card. Just kind of a messy, crackled, just border. Scribble, scribble, scribble. Scribble, scribble, scribble. And we are done. No fuss, just fun. All right. Next, got to line things up again, okay? So I think it's going to go something like, yep, something like this. All right. Esther, hello, hello. Thank you for the emails. You're so sweet. I'm so glad Mama Esther is well. That makes me so happy. About right there. Okay. Get our dude down. I think Godzilla wants every day to be Saturday. Me too, Godzilla. Me too. All right. And now for the snap and slide, which I'm actually not going to make this slide. I'm just wanting this to spin. Okay. So let's put a hole in the card base. You guys, we're going to have to put some pearls on this card because I keep looking at my cards going, something's missing. Oh, it needs pearls. And then I run out of time and I don't get to put them on there. So we're going to work some pearls into this one. Because I just feel like every one of my cards is better with a pearl on it. Okay, I think that one hole is probably big enough for... Nope, we need to punch it one more time. There we go. Now that will definitely work. Okay. And then this will go through here. But will it spin enough? Let's do another hole. Oh yeah, now that building will fall down. Okay, and then this just snaps right on. Do y'all remember everything we had to do last weekend to do this? Look how easy Amanda's made it. And now this will go right here and it'll fall down. Yay! When you get your snap and slides from Amanda, go ahead and get the sticky spots. Her sticky spots are amazing. So you get 10 pairs per package of these, and then these come in 100. You only need one of these. Because the only thing I need the glue dot for is to go right here. I don't need it for the back of the card. And you can put it on much better than I just did. Yeah, that building is no match for this dude. All right. Could it be that easy? At this rate, Bitty Penny may move before me. I don't know. I'm starting to, I like hope for it, but like, I don't know. I feel like we just have to, I don't know. We'll see what's meant to be. If it's meant to be. then it'll be easy enough that I'm willing to do it. I know some good things in life aren't always easy, but it'd be cool if it was. Let's do this green for a card base. It won't show on the front, but it'll show on the inside of the card. Because I made this 5 by 7. It's just kind of calling me. I have a sentiment in my upcoming paper pack that says, go wild. I'm tempted to put that on, whoa, 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 and whoa. Okay. Hey, Flo, I answered above, but I still have coughs. Ugh. Trying to live with them. Life is getting back to normal. Good, Beth, good. Happy Saturday. Welcome as the flowers in May. Aw, welcome. Hello, hello. Okay. Hey, Yolande, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. All right. Ooh, London Bridge is falling down. That would be a London Bridge. Is anyone doing that for Craft Roulette? That would be a good one. Okay, so this I'm not going to glue down because I want it to spin and I want my building to fall. So no glue on this, just glue everywhere else. Will be just fine. I think it should be fine. If I glue all this down, he's still gonna spin just fine. Yeah, I don't need like foam and all that. Well, we're just gonna glue it. I won't worry about gluing too close to the mechanism. But this should be fine. There we go. Hi, Sharon. Hello. Sending crafty wishes from snowy Chardon. Winter is half over. You've gotten 89 inches of snow? That is wild. Okay. Now, here's the thing. This section and this section, I don't know. Feels like I could do something there. Bear with me. I found this sheet in my printables this morning when I was looking for Godzilla. I know. You wouldn't think lace and flowers, but I like to make them a little fancy, a little pretty. Let's just see if this works. I'm not sure that it will, and I don't think I'll leave it the full width or anything. Just put like a little bit. Yolande, I was thinking of using your stencil today and doing a little bit of gel print. I want to make a little journal. We'll see if I make it or not, but I will be using it soon. I have it out. I think I like a little lace. Yeah, I do. I like the little bit of lace on there. I'm going to do that. There's no rules. It's paper lace. It's not even real lace. And I like it. Okay. Now, in my, okay, so my paper pads were misprinted, but that's okay. They're working with me. The new ones are on the way, but I have a sentiment in them. In my Wild and Free paper pad, I have a sentiment that says go wild. And go wild is the element for the week. So I have a go wild. It's your birthday. Oh, that one says you though. I had to fix that too. But we're just gonna pick the go wild part. All right. Okie dokie. I'm gonna have to knock this back with some ink. It's just too white for this card. So let's grab a little ink and ink blend this as well. Hi, Meredith and Cricket. Meredith, did you email me your address? Because I don't know if you did. I didn't see it yet. I've been looking and I haven't seen it. Maybe you sent it to me on Instagram or something. I have been checking. Okay, this is much better. I kind of like it right there. What do y'all think? Is that a good spot? I'm going to look up in my viewfinder and see what I like. We had over 6 inches last weekend. Yeah, Vicki. What do y'all think? Down low or up high? I think I like it up here. I like it at the top. Hello, Sonia. How are you? Welcome, welcome, everybody. Jill, did I say hi to you earlier? I know I saw John, but I don't think I saw you. Hi, Jill. Okay, so that is the card. I believe Deputy Heidi would be fine with me submitting this card. I've seemingly hit all of the parameters, I believe. We've got the drop down building for the drop down element. These colors I feel like are very regal, perfect for surely one of the dynasties in China. And then we've got Godzilla going wild, and actually have go wild as a sentiment. And then I did hand draw that crackled up border all the way around the card. Yes, yes. So we have hit our parameters. And this building is making me real happy. I'm really liking things that go off my cards these days. Like the train last weekend. I'm really liking that. Da, 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 da. Sticking to my low buy. Good job, Maddie. The only thing I've bought this year, crafty wise, has been my glue press. That's it. I don't know. You know, everyone has different standards, but for me, that's a low buy. The inside. Let's do the inside. So I had these leftover pieces. We will incorporate into the inside of this card. Let's do this. I'm going to bring in and put some inserts in here. I think I'm going to do gray. I think gray would be really interesting. All right, let me put that over there. Let's trim this down. I'm catching up on reading what y'all are talking about. Meredith failed hers. Oh, it's okay, Meredith. I usually do. Is that a Craft Rocket card? That it is a Craft Roulette card. What did I cut this to? 6 3/4? 6 3/4. Okay, then that means 4 3/4. It sure is. It's kind of the way I just start my Saturdays these days. Is I just go ahead and get my Craft Roulette card done. Okay, so we're going to do gray, and then we're going to incorporate some of this. I think I need, oh, well, there's some red. Okay, I think this can work. I wanted a little more like maroon or red or something like that. I'm looking off to the side. Like off the top of my head, I don't know where I would find that in my craft room. Let me look through this stack of paper. I have a random stack of paper. Let me see if it has any of the colors I'm kind of thinking about from the front. I'm going to get back to having guests on, you guys. In February, I'm going to have Melissa, Missy Creates, and we're going to do art journaling together. So that should be really fun. And then I have some other people in mind as well. Oh my gosh, I know what we're making our journal out of. As I flip through this paper, this would kind of work. It's kind of chaotic and wild, but I think it might be good. I think it might be good. We only need a little bit. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. Right there. Okay. Well, sometimes it doesn't slice down here at the bottom. Okay. And then I'm going to cut it to another about 4 inches. I'm not going to make it exact, but about 4 inches. Then I'm going to slice it from corner to corner. We're going to make some corner pieces. That'll work. All right. Let's see how this goes. The red is different than the purple, but I kind of think it'll work just fine. We'll see. We'll try it out. If not, we'll change. We'll pivot. I feel it's really in my best interest right now to reduce what I'm bringing in the house if I want to have the house ready for sale anytime soon. Well, yeah, there's that, right? Are you guys moving close by? Are you downsizing? Are you upsizing? What are y'all just ready for change? I know that feeling. Are you moving to be close to family? Are you moving away from family? All right. There we go. I was thinking this morning about turning some of the pictures I've taken on vacation into card colored backgrounds. Oh, that's a good idea, Angie. Okay. So we did this earlier this week on cards that I made. Let me pull those out real quick. And I really liked it. So I'm just leaning into that. You don't have to keep reinventing the wheel. So this is how I finished the inside of this card this week. And I'm just going to go with it, you know? We don't have to keep reinventing the wheel here. Okay. Now the cherub is kind of funny. It's kind of funny how different this is from the front of the card. But I like it. It may not be for everyone, but I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to go with it, I think. I do have another Godzilla I could put on the inside, if we want to double down on that. And I think he might go quite well, actually. This one. Let's just see. You won't know if you don't try. I'm going to rough cut him for now, just in case I don't like it at all. I haven't tortured y'all with a bunch of fussy cutting. Oh, but I do like it. Okay. Hi, Reagan. I heard you got a bunch of cool stuff. Christy, I watched you and Delise and Andrea and Mel craft the other night. I was up at 2 a.m. and I couldn't go back to sleep. Didn't go back to sleep till like 4 a.m. And you guys were too entertaining. I had to turn it off because I was really trying to go to sleep. But I had fun. You guys were working with the vetoes, and it was very entertaining. Thanks for keeping us entertained. The happy crafty ho-ho is Andrea, but she... when you guys were figuring out what you were going to do, and she's like, it's like the blind leading the blind. I had such a good chuckle, because that's how I feel sometimes. I like that you're just winging it and just figuring it out. That's the spirit. Okay, now I don't think I'm going to need most of this stuff. But I also don't need to fussy cut a ton. Okay. Now, in this case, I think I'm going to leave the cherub right there in celebration of Valentine's and all. Let's see. I think he needs to go up a little. Let's position all of this in a certain way. That's going to go right there. The cherub's really cracking me up. Could it go over here, though? It could. And then it's less crowded right there. Paula K, hello, hello. English breakfast with saffron sounds interesting. It was delicious, and I am that far behind. Oh boy. Da, 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 da. It is expensive. It's so delicious though, saffron. It's really good for your nervous system, you guys. If you have any kind of like anxiety or things like that. It's really, really good for you. It's good for depression. There's a lot of health benefits, I think. And, you know, I know the Persians, let's glue that down. I lived with some Persians for a while when I was in my college days, and they put saffron like in rice and tea and everything. And it was delicious. That's when I got hooked on it. Okay. I had a Stroop waffle with my tea. Ooh, yummy. I love Stroop waffles. Oh, it looks like everything's getting bumped up because I glued that a little high. That's okay. Let's... Hey, Wazzy. She's like, I would like all of your attention, Mom. Thinking about working on some more lace down here. I had a very basic breakfast, but it was good. I bet you're going to have to reorganize some things, Reagan, to fit 16 totes or boxes. My room is bursting at the seams. I'm going to have to get rid of stuff. Like, there's no way to organize it at this point. It's just a matter of, like, getting rid of stuff. That's where I'm at. Otherwise, you're just moving piles around when it's in the state that it's in for me here. I just feel like I'm just moving piles and not really making any real progress. That's going to go right down there. Okay. Let's glue this dude down. I did not ink blend around him, but I'm going to say it's okay. It's A-okay. You're going to put that right down there. This is the card anybody would make, right? Such a normal card. I really like what Mary said last night. She's like, all right, just make your best card. It doesn't have to be what anybody else's best would be or look like anybody else's. Just make your best card. And I love that because we all like different stuff. And, you know, everybody has... When you're hand making something, you have a gift to share because you're going to make it unlike anybody else. And that's a beautiful thing. I'm really tempted to cut this border off. I think I will. Nothing else has a border. So to me, it's kind of, it really makes it kind of stand out and doesn't fit as seamlessly into the collage. To have one thing with a border and nothing else has it. Yeah, like that makes it better. Let me blend a little and read a little. Catch up with you guys. It's hard on Saturdays. Hey, Sandra. Welcome, welcome. Oh, this crew is the best. If you want a good place, a loving and welcoming place, you found it. This crew is amazing. Godzilla cards contain flowers. She's obviously sees a side of him that I miss. Yeah, Flo. He's misunderstood. I misunderstood him my whole life. Have you seen Godzilla 1? If you see that, I wonder if it would it showed me a different side of Godzilla. That movie did. That's when I was like, "Oh my god, maybe I love him. I misunderstood him." A lot of us are misunderstood. It's okay. All right. We did it. I am going to put some pearls on it. Andrea, did you see all my other Godzilla cards and how pretty those were too? It's definitely a thing. I like to put them with flowers and, you know, make them pretty. Definitely needs the pearls, right, Meredith? Yeah, we're doing that right now. Definitely needs the pearls. Let's do it. These will do just fine. Let's pick a color. Love the falling building. Me too. He's just crashing right through Rome here. Different kind of Roman holiday. Ooh, I think I want this pink and blue. Oh my goodness. I was trying to use these the other day and they were giving me a run for my money. There we go. Yeah, I really like the pink and blue. Let's do that. If you have more than 7, you don't have to count them. So just sprinkle a few on there. Oh, that's 5. We'll go with it. Let's see. All right. Don't mind my shaky hand. I think it's the angle of things, and I'm shaky. Shakiest gun in the West. Don Knotts. That was somebody I laughed a lot with in my childhood. Okay. And then one more over here. Pearls make all of my cards better. I don't know what to say. I don't know why. They just do. They make everything better. Really warmed my heart to see so many of you from the community stop by and watch the video. Oh, Maddie. I love that. You love how eclectic this card is, Yolan? Thanks. Yeah, I think I kind of specialize in eclectic cards. I think that might be my jam. Go Wild. This is a birthday card, by the way. Go Wild, it's your birthday. And I can just write that in there. Or I'll wait till my new paper pad comes and I'll put it in there. But yeah. Okay, that is my craft roulette card. So let me take a picture. Now this week, because I did really do the inside, I'll go ahead and take a picture of the inside too. I don't always do that. But let me show y'all how easy it is to submit this to Craft Roulette so that you can make a card too. I just take a picture with my phone. Well, this one's going to be tricky, sorry, to take a picture of the inside with you guys where you're positioned on my desk. All right. I probably should have had the building falling down. Let me retake the front of my card so that the building is falling down. There we go. Isn't that fun? What a fun and easy. I'm telling you, those snap and slides are amazing. Thank you, Amanda, for coming up with those. KYB. Okay, good, John. I'm glad you like it. So now that I have my pictures, and you can tell I'm so fancy, then I go to Craft Roulette Live, and Craft Roulette submission will work. Submit contribution. This is drop down the Magong. I'm probably mispronouncing that right, but Maygon Colors, Go Wild, and Hand Drawn Border. We did all of that. And then I'm going to submit as a member. Well, thank you. All right. That's a bunch of information you can read if you've never submitted before. You might want to read it, but I'm good. Oh, this other picture is sideways. Okay. I think it'll be okay. Whoops. Steven's so clever. Okay, and then you can do an extra image, and you can edit your image with basic editing things, I think, in here. Can I edit it? I thought you could. Let me click check. Edit image. I'm going to rotate it. There we go. Save and edit. Woohoo, there we go. So basic rotation, you can do that. All right, and then you're going to put my building drops down. You kind of just explain where you were getting your colors. Hey T, how's it going? I have a Go Wild Sentiment and Godzilla. Go Wild Godzilla. And then Crackle, Border, and Gold. I don't have additional notes. I'm not even going to put any. I always struggle with the notes. This is going to be 79. And that's it. And I'm going to opt out of the giveaway. And that's it. And then they'll give you a little picture that you can share on Instagram, or you can download this. You can click to download that image, and you can share it out so that other people know about Craft Roulette and where to share their card. So that is done. Dusted and done. I'm going to catch up to chat because I'm very far behind. Hi, Ave. Here, y'all look at that. And we're going to make a little journal out of envelopes today. It's going to be quick, easy, and fun. Does the glue press really keep the pressure of your hand while crafting? It releases, that does really help me. I got to where I could not squeeze these glue bottles without pain anymore. These are really firm, which I never thought of them that way until your hand starts hurting every time you try to. So yes, this is really helping me a lot. I don't feel any pain. I did the first day, but I think my hand was just in bad condition. I don't know. It's awesome. My hand did have to get used to it, but I love it. I'm glad that I have it. Most certainly. Will it work for everyone? I don't know. You know what I mean? But it works for me. We're going to take 2 envelopes, and this is going to be the cover of our journal. Okay, who has envelopes? These were handmade for me. I don't remember who made these, and I'm so sorry, but thank you. I do love them. I love them so much that I had saved them to do this, to make a journal. So these were handmade out of patterned paper. Whoops. So we're just going to take and fold it so that it closes. And then we're going to glue this part down on the back. And that'll be it. We'll have a journal cover. I wanted to do ultra basic. We've kind of been doing that here lately. Your team low to no buy to this year, T? Yeah. I get it. There we go. We've made a journal cover. But yeah, we've kind of been working on really easy journals lately here on Saturdays. And I have shown y'all lots of options, but I have not shown you the envelope hack. And it really is that easy. We officially have a journal cover. I mean, it just doesn't get any easier than that. I don't know if you can still buy the journal or the envelope templates, but there is a punch board if you want to make your own envelopes. Years ago, I don't know if the Paper Source still sells these, but the Paper Source is a scrapbooking store that's really kind of different. It's a stationery store more than a scrapbooking store, but they have an online website and they sell these envelope templates. And I bought them because the envelope punch board has always been really difficult for me to use. I don't know. I've just never had success. And I'm the problem. It's not the board. It's me. But you could do something like, if you could find the templates. So like here's an A2. You know, there's a 4-bar, an A6. If you could find something like this, you might be able to find them at the Paper Source. They might still sell them. An A7, which, you know, holds a 5x7. And what's this? A number 1 baby. So that's an option, like a template. A lot of times printables, like junk journal printables, have envelope templates. You could use those. You could actually just deconstruct an envelope that you have already. So let me grab one of those. Not that one. Oh gosh, all these are like the wrong size. I was trying to just find a 5x7 or an A2. This will work just fine. This is a business envelope. But basically what you can do is be gentle. You could also mist this if you needed to, but I think I'll be able to gently pry this apart. You can make your own templates with an envelope that you already have. But the reason I'm showing you this is if you want to also make your envelope with scrapbook paper so that it's pretty like this one, you could totally do that. Okay. I did it, Linda. I submitted my card. Okay. So, but this one, I'm lucky, was already done. Now we just get to pick paper. Like, it just doesn't get any easier than this. It's just easy. And so let's go through some of my papers together while I read y'all's comments. I was going through my papers this morning and realized I have a ton of printables that I have not used. So we're just gonna, I don't know that I'll be able to, depending on what I pick, I might be able to tell you where it's from, but I might not. Is this the right size? I think this is a little big. Yeah, that one's too big. That's Tsunami Rose. Let's see. Let me just flip through here. T, you've been working on your Disney journal. Are you just about done with it? Okay. There aren't any full pages in that one. Let me grab another one. I know I was looking through these this morning when I was looking for Godzilla, and there was a bunch of full sheets, so I just have to find which one has them. Which one of my holders. Here's some. Let's use these. Hi, Sandra. 36 degrees in Washington. Bitty Penny, hi, everyone. Hi, Nima. Are these two the same? No, they're not. I thought they might be the same from the flowers at the top, but one has a girl and one doesn't. Cool. These will be our papers. All right, so I think this is an A2 envelope. Let me double check it though. It is 4 1/4 by 5 3/4. Glad I checked it. Okay. So that means let's just look at this. I think what I'll do is tear my pages down versus try to measure and cut them, which is because I have these like kind of really large images and I don't want to have to measure it. So I'm just going to tear them instead of trimming them with my paper trimmer. You guys, I cannot wait for y'all to see the sheet load. The sheet load comes out. Call Me Crafty Owl is the brains behind, the creator behind the sheet load. And it comes out the 1st of every month. And on the 2nd of every month, she has a creative team. And we all get together and share our version. And this month, I felt like Call Me Crafty Owl was speaking to me and saying, I see you, Bitty Penny, and I have a sheet load for you. I love the sheet load every month, but this month, I have to say, when I opened it, I was like, yes, I was so excited. So I think you guys are going to like it too. So I'm just kind of tearing this down and making sure it fits. And then this side over here, I'm just going to flip over and fold in, turn it into a pocket. And there we go. And now I'm just going to fold this in half. And we're just going to make a sweet little journal out of these 2 envelopes. Okay, let's do it again. Well, Vicki, there is that. I love that your husband even took you like on a scrapbooking vacation. Vicki's husband drove her around the country to go shopping for scrapbooking supplies. I mean, if that doesn't scream enabler, well, I just don't know what does. And I love it. He even made something for me, you guys. He made me that yellow 3D printed tray for my craft room. He's even enabling me. Vicki, y'all should come to paper to Craft Roulette Live. I've still got to get used to not calling it Paper Ganza. Y'all should come to Craft Roulette Live. Okay. Back to figuring out how big this needs to be. We're going to trim it more. Okay, I'm doing 2 sheets at a time because this back sheet doesn't have like a focal point. So I'm just going to do it at the same time. Okay. And let me explain what I'm doing. I'm not lining this up exactly right here. See how it's over the edge? And it's also over the edge over here. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of building in a little bit of a border, if you will, because I'm tearing this. So it's not measuring, but I am just ensuring that I get this the way that I want it. Because I don't want it directly to the edge. I want it a little smaller. So that's why I offset it like that. You're from Tennessee. Hi, Dazed276. Welcome, welcome. I was just telling my husband the other day, I've never been to Kentucky. And I've never been to Tennessee. We need to fix that. I would like to check those two places out. I bet they're beautiful. Perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to fold it over and make a pocket. You don't have to, but hey, I'm going to. Make a pocket with that one. Then I'm just going to fold it in half. There we go. What a pretty little journal we're making. And this one, I'm going to do my pocket on the other side. So I'm going to fold it about right here. No measuring. I don't think she said Etsy. I know I've asked before, but where are the God? Yes, they're from Etsy. Sorry, I'm still catching up. The Godzilla printables are from Etsy. I don't know what shop I bought them from, but you get like, I don't know, 15 images or something. They're like clip art though. They're not like for junk journals. So I think if you look up Godzilla clip art, you'll be able to find them. There aren't too many people who sell Godzilla printables on Etsy. So I think you'll be able to find them. And then what you do is size them. And I put 4 to a page and size them to a size that I want to work with, but you can size them any size you want. All right, let's put in like 2 more sheets of paper. I'll put in coffee dyed, tea dyed, have it right here. You guys, I'm pretty sensitive when it comes to like entertainment and movies. My husband has been on such an watching intense movies lately. I'm ready for some comedy, please. I mean, they're good movies, but they're just a little intense for me. All right, I'm going to trim this. In college, I lived guys from Nepal. Oh, that's cool, Jason. Did you learn to cook any of their food? Ooh. They make some good food. When we were in Amsterdam, we went to a restaurant that was it was Nepal food, and it was so good. You're glad you did all your shopping before you retired, T. I hear ya. Yeah, I've shopped for a lifetime. That's for sure. Okay, I'm just alternating these tea-dyed pages, and now 5 pages. That equals 20 journaling spots. That's enough for a little journal like this. Journals don't have to be huge. I mean, some people might like them that way. I actually like a little journal. I'm more likely to fill it up and be ready to move on to the next one. And maybe that's because I make them. But I just like a little simple journal. This one would be perfect if you wanted to make these for like gifts or craft fair or something like that. These would be perfect for that. I'm just using jumbo paper clips, but regular, not mega, just regular paper clips. Secure my paper in place, make sure everything is upright. So especially because we have these girls' faces, we don't want them upside down. They're good, we're good. Time to sew. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, that's what's great, Lisa, is with doing Craft Roulette. It definitely, you know, I say inspires you to dig through your stash and you might end up using things you haven't used in a long time, like how Mary was looking for her parachuting cat last night. Her parachuting cat stamp set. All right. All right, all right, all right. The Louis Vuitton of the crafting world. What's the Louis Vuitton of the crafting world? I have to know. Decided I'll not be able to keep all the, oh, Anna Griffin. Yeah, card kits, I think. There are just too many of them. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted one of those, but never pulled the trigger. She makes beautiful card kits. I just can't go there. But you will have no problem, Reagan, selling those. None at all. All right. 3 holes. I don't even measure them because I don't have to, because it's a single signature. And then you just have to decide, do you want your ribbon to tie and end on the outside or the inside? I usually choose the inside. So wherever you want your ribbon to end, you start there. So if I want to end it on the inside, then I start on the inside. And I go through the middle hole and then the top. Now, some people then go back through the middle hole, I think. I don't usually do it like this, but you can. I've seen the 3-hole pamphlet stitch done in different ways. Okay, and then back down here through this hole. And then they go up here and they loop through here with their, and then they tie it in a knot. I have definitely seen people do it this way. I think this is how Gail Augustinelli does hers, if I'm not mistaken. And then I like a bow, but you can just tie it in a knot and trim it short if you want. Once you get past, I know I keep saying this, but it's because I really believe it. Once you just practice the 3-hole pamphlet stitch, to me it is the fastest binding. It's the fastest way to bind a journal. You just got to get over the hump. You know, just practice, practice, and then you'll get it, and it'll be no big deal. But now we have a journal. We did it. And we can do things like this. You don't have to glue down. It could just fold out and be a journaling spot, or it can be a pocket. And it's got 20 pages, which is plenty for a little notebook. It's actually a lot of writing space in this little journal, I think. And it's got built-in pockets because we used envelopes as our cover. It just doesn't get much easier than that. Let's decorate it, shall we? We shall. Desiree, hi. Okay, let me pick out some stuff and keep reading. I'm gonna miss some of y'all's stuff because I'm gonna get caught up for real. My hands shake too, Biddy. It can be annoying. Yeah, it can be so annoying, right? I've always been shaky though. I'm gonna pull out some ephemera that is from a different kit. This is actually from the papers that y'all saw me using was Dreams Etc. And Dreams is spelled with a Z. Printables. And then now what you see me pulling out are Tsunami Rose. But look, here is an example of what I was talking about. Some printables come with envelope templates. So you could print this page out, you know, for example, and make your covers that way too. There's so many options. Ooh, let's make a really cute, like, little paper clip thing. Or a cluster or something. All right, just getting out a few little things that we can decorate with, like this. We can put these like little cards on the inside pockets. Oh, I didn't get to say bye to Christy. Hi, Tammy. Good morning. That's the lame thing about me being behind in the chat when I stop it, is that, yay, Craft. I'm so glad, Tammy. Welcome. So glad you're here. If you like cards and journals and things like that, mixed media, you will hopefully like my channel. It's not a guarantee, but you might. I'm very much a free spirit. I go live 3 days a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday. Monday and Thursday is like 5:30 in the morning, Central Standard Time. And Saturdays, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, so these little things right here, I'm just going to fold them up like this and put them like little cards inside of here. Just so I immediately have something in the pockets. Just using any printables and scraps that I have. All right. Then we'll make some kind of cool like hidden paper clip with this. And then we need a cover. We need to decorate the front cover. Let's take this. Devin, no one can play if you're... If you're a member, you have till Thursday to play along with Craft Roulette. If you are not a member, then you need to have your card, your submission turned in by Sunday at midnight, I believe. So it's open to the public until Sunday, the end of Sunday, and it's open for channel member, or yeah, for members of Craft Roulette. Then you can submit through Thursday, and boy, do I exercise that option. I sure do. Oh, I kind of like that. And then we'll put like lace over here. Just kind of playing around. We'll figure it out. And then I'm going to clip this with a big clip because there's just another element I think I want to add besides lace. So I'm just going to clip that on there. Dun, 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 dun. Handy Scandy! How's it going? Hope you're still here. Welcome, welcome. I need to get caught up. Sorry, guys. What happens is I stop my chat. So, because I want to read everything. And then it just stops, and then y'all keep chatting, which is good. I want you to do that. And then I get so far behind. It's silly. Very silly how far behind I get. This is Sweet Pea Curiosities. I'm kind of looking for a lady to put on here. Since we have ladies on the inside, I think it would be kind of cool to have a lady on the outside. Okay, guess she's not in here. I saw some earlier this morning. I basically have my printables in these, like, you know, magazine holders. This is what I hold them in. And they're just like somewhat organized. They're not completely organized, obviously. Yeah, like, yeah, we can tell. These ladies are from a different, this is like a totally different set. This one's Tsunami Rose. Let's see, but I think they'll work. Maddie, I watched your craft room video the other day. What a beautiful space. Yes, Maddie has a beautiful space. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, you struggle with envelope makers too. Yeah, okay, you guys, okay, I'm caught up. If I missed anything, type it in now. I am caught up, but I had to zoom past some things. I hate when I miss people leaving and coming in. That's the thing. And I try to read everything, but I just, because I'm crafting, I get a little bit behind. All right, we're going to have to go with these because I'm not finding the other ladies I'm looking for. So we're going to make one of these ladies work. I think we're going to go for her. So this is Tsunami Rose. And I think she's still on Etsy. I'm honestly not sure. I haven't been shopping for printables in a long time. And I usually have all my go-tos, but I haven't even been on Etsy in a very long time. So I'm kind of out of the loop, if you will. A year, 2 years, 3 years ago, I could have told you everybody and all the things, but I'm a little behind. I'm a little out of the loop. This may or may not work. I don't think it'll work with this stuff, but I may want that stuff and not this, but you know, just got to kind of play around here a little bit. Let's get some lace brought into this equation. Man, I kind of really like this one. This is like one of those eyelet laces. Okay, let's get this brought in here. I have to clean it up a little bit. She's a little rough, but we can work with this, I think. For instance, this edge right here, I really don't need that much. I save all my scraps. I'll put this to the side and use that later. But for now, I usually like to put a little lace on my spines. So if I do that, I'll glue it down first. Okay, and then this will go on here. All right. Now, let me grab another thing. Just clip all this down as I'm formulating my plan. I'm going to grab a journal label. So what do y'all think? Are y'all willing to do a envelope? Hey, Carrie, journal. A journal made with 2 envelopes. Do you think that's approachable? Even if you don't stitch it, you can do, I'll show you next, you can do a, like a flowish style or a stapler. You know, there's a lot of ways you can bind it. Anyways, I'm thinking about putting a journal label right there. And then let's give her either a heart or some flowers. Just for funsies. I like the heart. Let's just do it. I think that's going to be our cover. I'm rubbish remembering names. Oh, Lisa, me too. Me too. All right, let's do this. I need to try one. I need to get, sorry, a big needle. I have a book binding punch already. Awesome. Yeah, you know, when you're first getting started, Paula, you can just use embroidery floss. I mean, that's not a problem. You don't have to have the waxed thread. I always have the waxed thread, but you don't have to. You can use embroidery floss. And if you're using embroidery floss, you might not need too big of a needle for this, for sewing it in. Here, after this one, because they happen so quickly and they come together so quickly, let's do one without sewing. And let's do a different binding, okay? Already have like all these ideas racing through my head. There's so many options. Okay, so I'm just using Fabri-Tac to glue down my lace. I don't like the way Fabri-Tac feels on my hands. A lot of things I can stand. For some reason, Fabri-Tac's not one of them. But I will say I tried to test a lot of other glues to replace it because it is a little spendy, but it really does work. It does things that other glues just don't do. And it is so perfect for fabric and lace and paper projects. I tried like Eileen's tacky glue, the clear one. I tried a Craft Bond clear one. I have tried other options, but none of them are as good for me anyways as the tacky glue. All right. So lace is down. Now we can glue down these other pieces with just regular glue. Welcome, Cindy Elkins, to the Glue Crew. Hi. And how you doing? I heard last night that you took up card making in retirement. That you've been doing it for about 5 years. And I was like, oh. I didn't know that about you. Learn something every day, right? I love that. I took up card making. Yeah, let me show you. I don't know if I can find it easily or quickly, but I'm going to try to find y'all a picture of my Sparkle Heart and her first card. She was a toddler when I started card making. I started in like 2015. So I've just hit my 10-year mark. I'm tenured. I'm a tenured card maker and paper crafter. And junk journaling I took up roughly the same time, about the same year as card making. There we go. Put that up right there. Okay. And then I've got this. I made this journal, these journal labels myself. I have, alphabet stamps, and I just spelt out journal. And then I have these really cool labels that my friend Rhonda Wilson gave me. And I just made a whole bunch. I sat down one day and made myself a whole bunch of journal labels. So that's where that came from. I made it. Oh, thank you so much, Maddie, for sharing Nancy's channel. Thank you, thank you. The Handy Scandy. She's fabulous. You guys are going to love it. Love it. Love it. She's so talented. Got to check it out. If you've never seen her, do check it out. All right. Thank you, Maddie, very much for sharing that. All right. I need to get this glue off my desk. It's one of those things, y'all can't see it, but I know it's there. Yeah, now it's coming up. Okay, well, that's good enough. All right, we did it. We made a little journal, and we just made this out of 2 envelopes. So let's do it again. This one is, not done by any means, but it's good enough for now. The main thing I want to show you is how easy it is to make these with just 2 envelopes. So let's do it again. Let me get 2 envelopes real quick like. Let's see. I say that, but they're kind of in a tricky place right now. All right, just grabbed 2 right off the top. These are like these really cool, someone sent me these in Happy Mail too, with this like torn edge. They're like handmade paper almost. They're really cool. Anyways, we're going to use these. So we're just going to put one flap inside of the other. And I will glue that flap down, actually. I didn't glue it down in the last one, but I will in this one. And I find the easiest way to do that is go ahead and put your envelopes together, make sure they're lined up and everybody's happy and folds nicely. And then I just run glue right here. And then I'm going to put glue right here. And we have a journal cover. Less than a minute. It takes you longer to get out of your chair and go get your envelopes than it does to make your journal cover. And there, we have a junk journal cover. Okay, so this one we're going to make differently. We're not going to sew these in, these pages. Let me show you what we're going to do instead. Okay, y'all know these little journals that I love to make like this. we're going to take, I think we're going to take that approach. So there's no sewing required. We just need some paper. Let me get some paper. So if you're just like, dang, Bitty Penny keeps making these little journals and I'm just not sure if I can do it. I don't have a big enough needle. I don't like to sew. I just don't know if I can do it. We're gonna do it. One option you always have is just to tie some string around it or elastic. All right, so I need to cut my paper down. This is a 5x7, so this is going to be a little 5x7 journal. So my paper needs to be just under 10 inches long and just under 7 inches tall. So let's do that first. All right, and I'm going to throw in some tea-dyed paper as well. Not bad. We've been here 2 hours and we've already made a fabulous Godzilla card and a journal. And now we're on our 3rd journal. I'd say that's pretty good. Okay, so I've got some tea-dyed paper. I'm going to cut off just over 1 inch of that. Okay. You might be wondering, why does she always turn her paper trimmer sideways so it fits on my desk? That's why. Because it's the only way it's going to fit on my desk right now. All right. Now let's do these. Trim these down to just under 10 inches. I'm doing a little under. You could actually go by like 9 3/4 is probably pretty ideal. Because as you stack your paper into your journal, the pages get longer. So we'll do 9 3/4 here. Have you been to the expo in Edison? And then for the height, you don't need to adjust very much. I'm going just like 2/8 of an inch smaller than, or is that 2/16, an eighth of an inch? I'm not sure. I'm just going just a little bit shorter than 7 inches. You want it basically the same height. It's the width that you want to shorten it quite a bit. Alrighty then. And this I think I'll just cut down to 5. Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut this down right here. So I'm going to cut it to 7.5 that way. And then I have to cut it to 7 inches this way, which I'll do right there. I'm going to cut this down to 7 inches. This is the piece I just cut off of that piece. And the reason I'm doing this is going to be the cover of our journal. Okay, I'll show you. It'll all make sense, I promise. But now we have all of our pages and our cover. Thanks, this paper is pretty. This is Dreams, Etc. I don't remember the name of the kit. I'm lucky that I remember where it even came from. So now we're going to fold all this paper in half. It doesn't look like I cut it even, but that's okay. So we're going to fold all this in half. Oh yeah, I definitely didn't cut this even. Huh, wonder what happened. I don't know. Because I cut all three at one time, they're all not right. It just makes me laugh. All right. And this is paper that I tea dyed. And some of it's a little wrinkled, and I think that just adds to the charm and, you know, the aged look. All right, so let's pick which paper we want in the front. I guess we'll go with this one. And then I'm just gonna alternate one piece of tea dyed, one with a design and a pattern, all the way till I have all 6 pages together. So 6 times 4 is 24. So this journal has 24 pages. And why, oh, why is this not? Oh, this isn't 5 by 7. That's why I haven't used these envelopes. They're a weird size. They're 6.5 by 4 3/4. They're not 5 by 7. All right. Well, we're going to have to fix that. Okay. There's 6.5. Okay, so we'll make it just slightly under 6.5, and then it was 4 3/4. So I'll make it 4.5 wide. All right. Dreams Etc. on Etsy. I don't know if she's on Etsy. If you go to dreamsetc.com, she has her own website, and she sells digital images. She also sells other things too, but I love her digital images and her digital kits. Okay, we're doing 4.5. I'm pulled out the big guns here because the big trimmer, because I know it can cut through all this paper at once. There we go. That's no problem for this one. This is a trimmer that I use for like cardboard, chipboard. Okay, and we're doing just under 6.5 tall. Something about like right there. Okie dokie, problem solved. Yeah, this is why I haven't used these envelopes. So if you have an envelope like me, that's an unusual size, and it may be a particular size that I'm just unaware of, but this would be a good project for those because you can make journals out of them. There we go. Now we got it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sew it in before I do the front cover. Oh, we're not sewing. That's right. Oh, shucks. Okay, we're not sewing. I almost forgot, you guys. Let's rearrange our paper. Or let's put, yeah, let's put another piece up front. Hold on. I forgot. Y'all almost let me sew that together. Let me see. Let me see. Ooh, not that one. Let's use this one because I really don't know what to do with this one. So let's use it for this. I don't really feel like measuring. So I'm just marking where I need to cut. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I'm cutting myself a cover sheet for this little book, and I'll show you why. Add lace to the edge of the envelope. Yeah, we'll do that. Oh, you mean I could have added lace and that way I didn't have to cut my paper down. Yeah, that would be an option. All right, cutting off the branding strip, and now I'm gonna go to my line. Cut there. Alrighty. Paula, for the thread for the junk journal, I've used dental floss, embroidery thread, yeah, waxed leather working thread, and that cheapy ribbon thread from Dollar Tree. Yep, that's right, Cindy. You can use just about any thread when it comes to sewing them. You don't have to have the waxed ribbon, the waxed thread. My hubby, Mickey Rooter, loaded and unloaded cargo planes. Oh, cool. My hubby was a boom operator. I don't know. I always think of that as like a microphone operator in the movies. Okay, so the pattern that I don't really care if I see is this one. And I'm going to put this right on the outside. We'll see how this goes. I think I'll end up with some of it inside. I will, but it'll be okay. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to have to separate our papers out. I'm going to pick this one and this one to go over here. My pages will get a little mixed up in this process, and that's okay. I'm going to put 3 over here, and I'm going to put 4 over here. All right, I'm going to have 2 piles of paper. You ready? We've done this many times here on my channel, but this is a no-sew journal. So for one stack, I'm going to pick this one right here that's involved in being my cover. I'm going to take and I'm going to fold it like this. I'm not going to crease it right here. I'm just holding it right here so that I can line up this piece, and I'm going to cut into this piece right along that line, leaving myself about 1 inch or 1.5 inches up here at the top. You want to leave yourself a good border up here because this is the integrity of your journal. The strength of your journal resides in this piece here. All right, now these pieces, this whole stack, I'm going to take and I'm going to cut these from the bottom and the top. I'm going to cut it up about 1.5 inches, maybe even a little more. Okay, just like that, right on your seam, right where you've folded your paper. All right, then we're going to do a little roll. We're going to roll these up, and we're going to tuck these right in to that hole that we put over here. And then we got to kind of play with it a little bit, straighten it a little bit. And now my cover is actually on the inside, but it'll be okay. I do have many videos on this process, and I do have a process to where you can actually pick your cover. I just can't remember at the top of my head what that is right now. So that's why we didn't end up with that as the cover. All right. Got to figure out who's, there we go. All right, you will inevitably end up with this. See that? We're going to trim that off. We're just going to take and trim that right off, and it won't hurt anything. Just don't trim your paper. Just trim off that little piece that sticks out. And now we have a journal. And this journal can tuck right into our envelope. And we didn't have to sew anything. There we go. So we'll tuck it right in there. Then we can take this one. It's going to be harder, but you might even just glue this down. That is another option, is to glue it. If you glue it, let's say you decide you want to glue this to your envelope. Let me show you how. Because this could easily get messed up if you glue it wrong. Sorry to say, but it's true. You have to not put any glue here. So let's do it. Let's say you want to glue this into your envelope. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our glue, and you can even draw a line to remind yourself, do not glue over here. And do not glue over here. Give yourself at least an inch. And then you can put glue all right here. Oops, just... Okay, so this is our back one. We're just going to kind of line this up. She's a little crooked. I'm going to go back to that page that I'm gluing down and just kind of glue it where I want it. There we go. All right. And then glue over here. I find it really beneficial to draw that line to keep myself from gluing it down incorrectly. Okay, so there's that. And yes, my book is a little crooked over here. I don't really know what happened. But I've got big scissors and I will use them. It's mainly those pages right there. And like Cindy said, we could just put lace over it and call it a day. But I think I'll trim it down. I think it's these 3 pages, our covers. Hand cut, so you know it's straight. There we go. Problem solved. All right, and that's it. We have ourselves a journal. Now she's not laying incredibly flat back here. Not as flat as I would like for it to. We have a problem. Sorry, I'm thinking, why did that happen? I don't really know why that happened. Let's see if we can pull it back apart. It's not going to be pretty, but no, that's not going to work. Okay, glue it back down. I don't know why that happened. Bye, Nancy. Cold, buddy, just cold. Just cold, cold, cold. Huh. All right, you guys. I'm trying to remember, why did that happen? That should have... I'm not really sure why that happened. But what we're going to do is cut this apart so we don't have that happen. And now it's laying flat like it should. I'm not really sure what happened over here, but I'm going to trim it. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so now we're good. Yep, now it lays flat. Everything's good. See why I prefer to sew? All right. Now I'm going to take this and make this the cover. I'm not going to exercise my brain cells to problem solve what just took place. I've done it successfully in many other videos though, so I promise it is possible. But I'm not even going to bother trying to figure that one out. That mystery is just going to have to stay a mystery for me today. All right, so this is going to be our cover. Glue that down. Now I know that this side over here has to be open and wide for your book to open. This side right here, your spine. Okay. So we'll just put like ribbon over that. And I may have made a boo-boo when I was cutting originally. I did. I'm assembling it differently now. That's fine. We'll just do this. We'll trim at the top. Pitty Penny, I've been listening and crafting along with you while making craft roulette cards. Good, Jill. I can't wait to see them. I have to go through the gallery. Cindy, do you have yours done? Bye, Esther. Have a great evening. It's a super cool way of creating an absolutely no-sew journal. It is, Sonia, and I promise it works. I've done it so many times. Okay, so let's look back at this one, for example. This one, I did that same method, and I glued the 3 together, and I left that gap. I think the whole thing is you've got to have this soft fabric. You've got to have a fabric closure for them to open. But you can make, this is a 3 signature version of the little journal that I just showed you. This is 3 signatures. And they're glued together with that line and X thing that I showed you. So you can put as many signatures in them as you want. They don't have to be just one signature. It is a really cool design. Okay, now let's put lace on the spine. And we'll call it a day, you guys. We'll put a little lace over there. And it is a no-sew, and it's made with envelopes, the cover. Because there's different things about, I think, journal making that get people, that keep people from ever even starting. I think it's the cover and sewing. So hopefully this helps, but I promise, just sew. Just do it. You may be afraid, you may be scared, but do it anyways and practice it, because it isn't as hard as it may look. All right, let's get some Fabri-Tac. Can you use glue sticks? Yeah, you can. Hi, Mary. You can. I live in Texas, in a very humid part of Texas, so glue sticks don't hold up over time for me, even really good ones. It's not the glue, it's the humidity that's the problem. So you can, but it's something to consider if that's a factor for you, is that over time, like literally anything I put together with glue sticks, easily a couple of months later, if it stays in my craft room, I can come in and pull the whole project apart. So it's not a viable option for me necessarily, but I understand the appeal. And for some people, it is totally a viable option. Okay, when you're putting your lace on your spine for these little journals, don't make it really taut. Like, don't bring it over here and try to make it really tight. You actually want a little bit of give. You don't need a ton, but that little arc that I have there, you want that little bit of give. You don't want it super, super tight on either edge. Okay, let me get the glue off my desk real quick. I'm going to set this up like this. Even if you follow what we just did here, even though it wasn't ideal, you could do exactly what we just did and end up successful. You could use 2 envelopes, glue them together the way we did, and then cut them apart the way we did. I mean, it wasn't a total fail, but basically you can't have a traditional just folded in half spine with these little journals. All right. I think, you know what, let me show you how to do the multiple signatures real quick, because I have a bunch of these already made. Well, I don't know where they went. Never mind. Let's see. Okay. 6x6 paper. Here we go. I love this paper pack. This was clearance at Hobby Lobby. This is what I made that other little one out of. All right. So you got your paper. Oh, and now I remember. Now I remember how you can make sure you get your cover. I'm going to fold all these in half. We're going to make a mini slimline journal. Real quick, this will only take a few minutes. That's what's so great about these, but I want to show you. I need to make a short, like 5-minute video on this journal so everyone can go back to it and reference it. I actually use tape runner with liquid glue on top. Maybe overkill, but that's my system. Yeah, I used to do that too. I struggle with glue sticks actually sticking. Yeah. Maybe I can go dig through the junk mail. Yes, you can, Cindy. You dig through that junk mail. That's probably the only good thing about it is you can turn it into junk journals. You know what? Some junk mail is actually amazing because they put it on like really thick card and stuff. Oh man, some junk mail is phenomenal for junk journals. For covers especially. Okay, so let's do this, my friends. I'm making a 3-signature journal. Ready? All right, I've got 9 sheets of paper. 3, 6, 9. I'm gonna just sort through them real quick. I'm gonna stack them like this. There's one. Here's another. Okay, so I've got 3 sheets in each one. This is 3 signatures. You can add more. The one we just made had like 6 sheets or 7. I don't even remember this journal. But you can have as many sheets as you want. I'm just doing this for quick demonstration purposes. Okay, so I've got 3 signatures. Here's what you do. If you're like, ooh, I really want this pink to be my cover, then put it over here for this, and more paper goes in the stack that you roll and tuck in. So let's cut this one with the hole. So I'm just gonna fold it up. And I'm gonna cut and leave, you know, at least an inch, if not a little more. Okay, so that's that one. And this one right here with your cover on the front, you're gonna cut up. You need to go, like if you're leaving about an inch over here, you need to go like an inch and a half over here and it'll lay better. Okay, so this one you're gonna fold. You're gonna roll like this. Be kind of gentle. I'm not being gentle at all, but you should be gentle with yours. A little bit. There we go. Now your back cover is going to be different than your front cover because it's just the nature of the beast, but you can at least pick your front cover. Here's the thing. You're not going to see it. So that's another thing to consider. So maybe let's take this apart. Maybe what you want to do instead, since you won't see it from the way we're going to assemble it, is maybe you want to take it and turn it this way. So the white is showing. Okay. This will all make sense in a minute. Okay, so now we have a white cover, but the back won't be white, right? Just this one. And now you can see your paper. John, I make binding strips and spines that you glue to. Yeah, you can do binding, like the tab journal. That's a good one too. I don't make very many tab journals. I just haven't had a lot of success with them, but I get it. Okay, I really love this paper. I'm gonna make this my cover, and I'm gonna make it the outside of the journal. Okay, so this is the non-cover over here. I've got 2 sheets over here, 1 sheet over here. This one is the one I'm gonna fold, cut the hole into. I did not come up with this, by the way. This is Kelly from Books and Paper Arts, I think is the name of her channel. She's the one that came up with this. I'm pretty sure she either came up with it on her own or it's from an old style of bookmaking that they used to do. Something to that effect. Either way, this is not my brainchild. But when I saw her make them, I was hooked. I've been hooked ever since. Okay. And I always just trim that part off. All right. So now we've got 2 signatures. Last one. Bye, Nima. Bye, Mary. Y'all have a good day. Hi, Carmina. How's it going? Good morning. All right. All right. So this one is the one we're going to cut up the center, leaving space. right, let's do this. Now, we've got 3 signatures, and now we're going to bind them together. If that shifts a little, don't worry. Oh, another bobcat warning. Bobcats have been like a daily sighting. I feel so bad for them. They're getting displaced from their homes, and they don't know where to go, and our neighborhood is not the place, but they don't know that. And to be honest, they're probably eating pretty good, sadly enough, but also important to them and their species. But yeah, that was a bobcat alert. Desiree's never coming to visit me, she said. Bobcats, scorpions, coyotes. She's just not coming. I understand. Okay, so now we have 3 signatures. Let me just straighten these. There we go. And you might have to do that. You might have to, like, you know, get them flush with one another and straighten them. Okay, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. And we're not going to put any glue over here. It's a no glue zone. That's a no-go zone over there. And over here. And don't worry, no one will see your X's. But don't put them on, I'm not going to put them on this one because this is my cover. All right. Glue. Now, I promise you, this one's going to work. Because I've done this many times. All right. So there's the glue for that one. And we are going to glue these together. We're going to make sure everyone's lined up nice, straight, flush. There we go. All right, glue. But not on the X's. Okay, 3rd signature. There we go. And once this is all dried, you're going to have yourself a little journal, a little 3 signature journal. Works like a charm. And these lay flat, which is really nice. If you do like art journaling and stuff like that. Desiree, I was just saying. You would never come here. Just saying. Yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah. There was also, shamefully and sadly, a couple of attempted child abductions in our neighborhood last year. And Desiree just happened to call me when I was in the midst of going to get my daughter and doing some things, and it came up in our conversation. She's like, yeah, no, definitely not coming there. All right, so from here you can do, because see, you've got the situation over here. This is what your spine's going to look like. So from here, you can put fabric. This is just cotton fabric, nothing fancy. This is just like regular fabric that I glued on here when I made this little journal. Look, I like that paper so much. It was the cover of this journal too. And then what's fun is you can tuck in things now. So this journal doesn't just have to be this size. You can tape in pages. You can tuck pages in to those holes. So like right here. For demonstration purposes. Then you can take things, and you can make this journal any size you want. It does not have to be tiny, but I like my little journals. So see, you can add pages in. You just tuck them into those holes that still exist. Here's one right here. cool, huh? So there's a no-so. Yeah, Carrie. Yes, it is. Very frightening. I wish people just weren't that way. Yeah. Okay, well, that was the look at that. We made 3 journals today, you guys. They're all little, they're bitty, but that's okay. Mighty and powerful. It's the act of grace and love and kindness, right? Mighty and powerful. All right. So, I hope you enjoyed this live with me. There you go. You've got some no-sew. This one was sewn. This is our no-sew. This was the one that went a little sideways. We had to cut our envelope apart. So that, see, it needs this flimsy, fabric-y situation for a spine, and then it'll be okay. And then this one, which was just a real quick. I have made these for y'all so many times, and I just keep making them because not everybody sees every video or knows, or maybe they're not ready for the information, or maybe they just found us today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though. I had fun, and then don't forget this guy. He's the star of the show, in my opinion. My Craft Roulette card with Godzilla and the building falling. I love the building falling. It's not really a building, is it? Yeah, it's fun. It needs It's Your Birthday in here. Go Wild. It's Your Birthday. I'm going to add it later when my paper packs come in. But thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Yay, Cindy enjoyed it. Well, I know I'll finally get to hug her in person at Craft Roulette Live. That's right. We have deer and bobcats. People have seen a gray wolf around. We did have a bear. Wow, Mary. Wow. Oh, you're welcome, Yolan. Thanks for hanging out with us. I'm glad you're here for it. I will be playing with your stencils soon. Very, very soon. Here they are. Here's our projects for the day. Thank you for spending all your time with me, you guys. Oh my gosh, I get to have your Saturday with you and share Saturday with you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I hope that I enrich your crafty life. You guys definitely enrich my crafty life. Did Lisa have a question? I just want you all to visit the UK. I have one guest room. Lisa, I want to move to the UK. Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah, right, Maddie? Like, now we're all coming. All right, you guys, have a super awesome weekend. I will see you again on Monday. Monday. What will we do? We'll probably do Kendra's card challenge. We still got to do 10, 11, and 12, and then 13, 14, and 15. We have 6 more cards. I bet we can finish it this week. We'll work on that. All right. Bye, everyone. Love you to pieces. Bye.